Okay, thank you so much for the kind introduction and welcome everyone. Thank you for joining me here as we talk about bias in AI. And since I have the honor of standing between you and your lunch, I'll try to make it worth your time. So with that quick walk through the agenda, I am a huge proponent of why, so we'll start by discussing why should we even be here talking about responsible AI today. And then I'll walk through the bias identification methods as well as leave you with tools to mitigate bias and key takeaways and resources on what's happening in this domain industry-wide. So let's start this conversation. The global landscape for artificial intelligence is massive. It's a whopping $130 billion business and projected to increase by 30% by 2030. So that's huge. Any of you here heard about ChatGPT, maybe somewhere? So with the evolution of generative AI and large language models, AI has become a term of the household. So people who are not that comfortable or knowledgeable about AI are now confidently making it a part of their day-to-day activities. So on the flip side, because of the lack of knowledge, they are not too aware about the bias and violations and things that come around the responsible AI principles. And hence we hear about a lot of reports of AI harm. And I've tried to capture some of these which are listed on the incidentdatabase.ai. And if you take a closer look, these happen across different segments, different industries, different timelines, applications, so on and so forth. Lastly, 90% of businesses believe that trustworthy, transparent, explainable, white box model of AI, whatever you call it, is extremely important. But most of them face barriers like lack of government flexibility, lack of skills, bias in data, and the list continues. So the result of all of this is in the form of the cost that we pay with harm to human life. There is loss of trust, there is breach of privacy. There are several fines and regulations that you have to go through lawsuits and litigations. And because of this, it became very important to establish the core principles for responsible AI. And they are over here. First, definitely, no toleration of any violation to human rights. Equity and inclusion to make sure that your data does not have any bias or discrimination. And then, like I said, knowing what is going into your model and what is coming outside of your model and enabling human oversight wherever possible. I know I've heard AI may take our jobs, but making sure that there is the human positive impact over there to ensure what you're doing is actually getting done. Privacy, where are you getting your data from? Do you have the consent? How are you going to save it? How long are you going to save it? And then lastly, the end-to-end AI safety, as well as low resource utilization. An anecdote that I like to give is the amount of energy that is utilized to train a large language model is enough to power 25 small households in the US.